Scorpio. Hello, water signs. If you'd like to come on in, have a seat for some symbolic support. My name is Steph. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome home. We are going to utilize scrolls here that we are going to scry for shapes and symbols that may speak to our psyche and psychic senses. Timestamps are below in the description box and or the comments, so you can get right to it. We'll add on some tarot and oracle, and where Mr. Ghosty here is kicking, we have GhostTube for any audio additions from the afterlife that may further add to our auric adventures. Overall, please do receive release freely. Thank you for your time, attention, and awareness, as your perspective and presence is powerful. Let's go. All right, let's see who's up first. We have Pisces. There you go. If you would like to take a screenshot so you can scry in your own time and terms, personal use only, but feel free to do so. Okay, Pisces. Got a lot going on. Let's grab you an aura scroll as well. Solar plexus. Okay. So Pisces.
Candle.
Are dancing in the moonlight, candlelight. Something is spiraling slowly into creation. It's definitely giving me 10 of Cups vibes, Pisces. Yeah, you've got 10 of Cups vibes. There's this tree of life stepping forward. There is a guardian that has been illuminating with a torch along the way. You possibly have been working with your solar plexus energy or solar spirit guide. Yeah, solar spirit guide. Quite specifically.
Greetings.
Hello, greetings. We're here for Pisces or water signs if you'd like to chime in. There's a black cat as well stepping forward. Very specifically a black cat. Could be a panther if it's domesticated or wild. Okay. Let's add on some, adding on. They are in a surrendering position, so they're pretty calm. Just keeping an eye out for whenever you decide to pounce, Pisces. Whenever you decide to pounce, in whichever action, way, shape, or form, and take steps towards your 10 of Cups, whatever this is for you, whatever channel.
Move over.
Corporate, creative, personal, platonic. The Yetis, of course. Okay, all right. We have here the moon stepping forward. Sorry about all the lighting. In the cave of ice. Page of Pentacles. In the cave of winds. Lovers in the cave of hearts. 7 of Pentacles in the cave of rivers of feeling. We get a cave of earth for Pisces. And Pisces, I will also do an extended. We'll flip this. If you're part of the Secret Error Society, the link will be below right to the video. You're welcome to join us, or you can visit us through Vimeo. My goodness, my words are all like discombobulated today. In the Chariot, there's those cats. On the bottom, you have the 4 of Cups. I'm not sure that if you think or weren't sure if you could believe that it would be happening. Or how do I get there? How do I get there? How do I turn 4 into 10? How do I turn over 4 into 10? It's like investing $4 and it becomes $8. And then 2 come in.
Love you.
I love you as well. That's so nice. And then 2 come in with the lovers is how I'm seeing that. And it's almost like by uniting 2 somethings, maybe this is an idea. Merging 2 aspects. I want to come back to the cats for a second because they were specifically like a domesticated cat and then a wild cat. And maybe those 2 areas are no longer at odds and they're coming together. And I'm seeing them like your fish and they're swimming. Yes.
Billy.
Okay. Something is also, I feel like in this cave of ice with the moon card, and it might mean something to you. Please follow that for you. The way I'm seeing this, Pies, is that there's this change occurring, but it's not a change in two separate directions. It's a change into one uniform, masculine, feminine energies, whatever the case is. And it's like, imagine taking that story of the werewolf and howling at the moon, and the change begins. Like, it's already within you, and it just has an opportunity to be expressed out. Is there a nicer way of saying that? It doesn't need to be nicer. It is what it is. It feels very, very powerful. And I have like this, it's like this intuit, feline energy. And then this dog to wolf feel. But it's like the domesticated cat came from the wild cat, and the domesticated dog comes from the wild. It doesn't go away. Oh, does that make sense? I'm not sure. Okay. Coming into the Page of Pentacles, it's like I'm looking at this solar plexus. Oh, okay. So now I'm seeing liquid honey, nectar, gold, whatever. This is silver and gold, and I can make a mold of this to make more. This is the whole turning 4 into 8 and 8 into 10, and not being disappointed when 8 turns into 10, but the 4 turned into 8, like it doubled. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a continuation. There's always more molds being added to make. It's like pouring the solar plexus
Angel.
nectar, this substance, this high frequency silver and gold substance. I'm sorry that I cannot speak. And you get to pour it liquidly into this mold and make money and make happiness in your heart. It doesn't have to be in a relationship, but maybe for some, but really whatever your resonance of relationships is, with money, with love, with attraction, with there's another one stepping forward and I can't seem to, assumption. And I come into the law, interesting. Is it the law of assumption? I'm coming into the cave of rivers of how I'm feeling, and now I can see it all growing. It's almost like you got started with the one, and now there's a whole field of this. And with the Chariot in the Cave of Earth, it brings upon more choices. Again, with the camel, it feels slow with the snail, but then you have these panthers and these wolves, but then also this like very chilled domestic, like I'm seeing domesticated dogs and animals just being happy to be at home, and they're chilling and they're walking around, and they have this lifestyle that's comfortable. They're fed, they're warm, they're bathed, they're taken care of. And then every so often they go out on these walks, they go for these adventures, or they stay with a family friend, or some sort of company comes over and they get really, really excited. This, I don't know what it is, Pies, but it feels uber positive, and I hope that you find that inspiring. Okay, let's add on an oracle card, and then I am going to get ready to move on over. Again, the link to the extend will be below. We have Virgo Justice, compass and directions. I almost like I was overthinking something or over feeling. The law of assumption and abundance anyway is coming through, whatever those might mean to you.
I can hear you.
And then I have acclaim and ingenuity. You might be working with Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius could be somewhere in and about there. Give me a moment. I don't know how else to explain it, but with this compass in the head and the ingenuity flame, I don't want to say over, thinking and feeling. There's a lot of thoughts I don't know if a lot of people come to you. I'm seeing a little pig. I feel like I'm on like a little bit of a farm. There's waves. Waves. Electromagnetic waves, perhaps. I don't know if people come to work. There's also somebody or an air of kayaking or canoeing. This is also very calming. I'm not whitewater rafting. I feel calm. I feel calm here. I'm seeing her as like she is spinning. Is it The Price is Right? Or is it the Wheel of Fortune? Do they both have a wheel?
Burned.
I think it's The Price is Right. I think it's The Price is Right. Again, something's coming into cups and money, the thinking and feeling, something coming together. It is uniting. Pies, I hope this did serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. The link below to the extended will be there if you are interested, and if not, so much love. And when you're ready, or I'll see you for your other sign placements. So much love. Bye. All right, let's wander in, see who's next. We have Cancer. Cancer. So let's grab you an aura scroll as well. I'll bring that up in just a moment. Okay, we got some throat action here. So if anything is standing out to you, please feel well to comment below what you see, sense, or feel. And drop an emoji, whatever feels good. Whatever feels good, Cancers. A lot of water. A lot of water feeling. Hold on a second. Do you know when they, I don't know the exact words, ionize water or alkaline water? That's what this feels like. There's something about your water. I don't know if it's being blessed by you, however you would imply a blessing. Maybe you're drinking crystal water, alkaline water. There's something about your water, Cancers, that is elevating up. Okay, so let me dig in here. Sorry, the shadowing, the lighting.
I need to go.
All right, you're welcome to go. You're welcome to go. I am seeing a very... Okay, so first of all, I'm seeing binoculars. And then I'm seeing an old depiction. It appears old, primal depiction of owl eyes. Owl eyes. There's also a ladybug in there, Cancers. You also have a frog in here, if any of those symbols mean anything to you. There's also a panda bear. You also have... Okay, if I could blend a snake or serpent with a bird. So imagine like a snake body with a bird head. Okay. These are messages. I'm going with serpent, knowledge, hidden knowledge quite specifically. You may have access to sight of some sort, whether, no matter which sense or many senses, whether they're earthly or sixth senses, whatever the case may be, you have access to them, and it is through the slither. I feel flexible, and then when I reach the knowledge
closer,
or I move closer to the nest egg, this bird hatches and gives me messages. Cancers, that's all I can say. I don't know what that's about. But it feels like it makes perfect sense to me. Then I reach this panda.
Not likely.
And this panda being black and white, it's like imagine if a panda was inverted. I don't know what that means necessarily, because is a panda white with black, or is a panda black with white? But for some reason I feel like you can, through these binoculars that I think have some sort of night vision, and then they come into owl eyes, you can flip through like night vision, day vision. It's like one of those FLIR things. You can see temperatures, UV, spectrums that aren't typical to the site, but also that's not the point. It enhances the site, it broadens the site for more movement. It's like you can see the waves of consciousness between
Front.
things and people, buildings, land. But there's something about a tall height, because even when I wander into that serpent and it can reach up tall, it hatches into a bird. This bird takes the it's like this message with this panda. It's like a totem. There's a totem of some sort happening that inevitably leads me up to these owl eyes. I play up here. There's something about your eyebrows, and it kind of brings me into your third eye and throat quite specifically. A sharp tongue, a sharp tongue. But I'm seeing that sharp tongue, and maybe I'm misunderstanding, so I'm going to take a moment. The sharp tongue, it's like the snake tongue, the slither. Is there like a fork at the end of their tongues, or is that just in my imagination? It doesn't matter. It's how I'm seeing it right now.
Agreed.
Okay, so now the sense of speech is coming through. The sense of speech. Talking. I think some of you talk to spirit quite directly. There's somebody with glasses here stepping forward. Cleaning out or cotton in the ears. Cotton in the ears. You might also sometimes have to like plug your ears, or maybe you sleep with earplugs. Four of Swords and the Ten of Wands. Yeah, it's something when you're sleeping. I don't know if there's sound. This is in the Cave of Ice. If there's some sort of sound that is... How do I say? Okay, the panda bear is now meditating. What is that I'm seeing? For some of you as well, it's like angels or aliens. There's a happy little penguin coming towards me right now. It's like when I'm falling asleep, this penguin, I don't know if it's like Pingu or just a happy penguin, starts walking towards me. Like, ooh. Almost as if like I'm going to hit that theta or some sort of brainwave into the REM state. I feel as though in the daytime you may carry a lot of burdens and responsibilities, Cancer. Here's the thing. It's like carrying a bunch of wet sticks, and somehow your effort dries them out so they become weightless. But it's from that water, like from the beginning, something about your water. It's like you can take the water out of those sticks, of whatever these burdens may represent, and you do something with the water just by drying them out. I also feel like I am releasing, I'm making, like playing pickup sticks, and then I'm making kindling. This is tiring. I feel like a lumberjack, if I'm being honest with you. I feel like it's just a lot of exertion, but I don't know which sense it's in, because I feel like they're all active, but they're in different states, like wavelengths. It's the best way I can reference them. Cave of Winds for Cancers. Oh my goodness, you just have like cards plopping out everywhere. Four of Wands, the Devil, and Knight of Swords, if those cards mean anything to you.
Love.
Actually, and I'm going to put the Four of Wands, as I heard, in the Cave of Hearthfires. Okay, thank you. So remember I was talking about that serpent? That would open up the nest to the bird. See how colorful that bird is?
Axe.
Somebody might be in a position where you maybe have had to fire somebody. But yes, okay, axe, like the lumberjack feel. Because this is almost like... How do I say that... I feel like Robin Hood or some other sort of fairy tale creature, character that helps those less fortunate, or that's not in a judgment, that are asking for help energetically, and they're stepping forward because of this like totem like ability. There's something about putting a pencil, the way I'm seeing it is a pencil in my teeth, which could be indicative of this wood. But then these woods, this is what it's like. I dry them out and then I build. What is that called? Like the garlandy thing. Okay, some of you are also going to have a spirit communication really, really soon, and they're just gonna like, you're gonna see them or such a clear symbol, and you're gonna know exactly who it is. It is a masculine energy. Okay, thank you. I've had to, in my mind, deal with some cobras. These, okay, so I'm in like Indiana Jones or something like that, or Tomb Raider. Maybe it's closer to Tomb Raider, actually, Cancers. Tomb Raider. Yeah, these are different snakes. These are snakes trying to get to your nest, your serpent. Your serpent. So they might be... they want access to your portal of some sort or your perception. So while in one way this feels really good, like a lot of people are coming to me for advice, I might be taking their wet logs as burdens in some way, shape, or form, but I feel like whatever skill set you have, you're able to dry it out pretty quickly and efficiently. Whatever that skill is for you, right? Like maybe you can just hang them up, you really put no effort towards it, and they dry out, you collect the water, and you do your thing. Hopefully this makes sense somewhere, shape, or form. But still, when you sleep at night, there's very much so like your connection to spirit in the crown is like lit up, So it's like these cobra snakes kind of want access to your nest, your connection. I don't know why. And maybe that's none of my business, Cancers. And if it for you, maybe you would know what that means.
I want you to
But I think it's a broadness of your perception and the way you can... Okay, so the way I'm seeing it is like old school telepeople, sorry, don't know, they used to put the wires in manually, like communications. It's like this line's ringing and you get to decide, and there might be really busy times in your job, in your day, or when other senses are heightened. Okay, so nonetheless, I got to come back into here. So it's like through this bird, out of this, your serpent, which is your knowledge of things. Like people can't, they can't disguise around you. And that's not to be a threat. You'll dance around them too. If they're dancing around where they're caged, you'll dance around them, but you dance differently. It's like you kind of mirror them, but you know, you mirror them, but then it's almost like somehow you can nudge them. Do you know what I'm saying? You can nudge them. Okay, sorry. For some of you, you might be wanting a connection, a relationship. This does feel very, very romantic. For others, it might be somebody you love in the afterlife that will be like, pop goes the weasel, and they just like step forward in this very, very clear way. Man, you just have like hordes of cards coming through. In the Cave of Rivers is Queen of Swords, Knight of Cups, and the Page of Swords, if any of those mean anything to you. Cave of Earth, Hierophant, and the Knight of Pentacles. Like, you just have cards, like, drawing out here.
Sorry.
No, no need to apologize. Oy vey. Okay, now we're just creating chaos. The Hermit is on the bottom. Okay, so how I'm feeling, Cancers. There's a woman. She has short hair, wide set eyes. She does not wear glasses. She feels like she can't speak or smell. So whether if this is you or somebody you know that you are helping, maybe you're mentoring somebody as well. It's like they can't smell or they can't speak. They are in a bubble right now. They're in a bubble. They have to decide. Because there's a frown. There's a frown somewhere. I think there's a disappointment.
Sandra.
So this love connection is stepping forward, whatever it may be. Job, person, writing a book. If some of you have been thinking about writing a book, there's that bird again. Aquarius. Okay, for Cancer, someone somewhere, I am throwing the book out. Actually, I am throwing the book out. I specifically heard throwing the book of love out. And maybe it's just like a history of things. And it's like going, where I said kindling, and now it's like it makes fire starter. It helps the fire starts whatever it is. This night is going to come towards you. For some, I think this person is in spirit form. They are in the afterlife, well-dressed, very well-dressed, or they're going to ensure they are well-dressed when you receive them. You might be sleeping during this because your mind is the quietest. Your brain will be in a particular state that will receive this very clear interaction. Somebody writing a play. Okay, and then coming into the Cave of Earth. There's this constant communication. It's not okay. So it feels constant to me because you have so many
Greetings.
Totems in place. Hello. And each of these totem animals are attuned to something quite specifically or a task. And like different radio stations, you're able to willingly, desirably, it's not so much a willpower, it's a desire power. And I can tune into them. If anyone's been working on their ability to do so, okay, I'm back in the third eye space. And there's a blue dog there, a blue dog. You're being presented with, it is from a male energy guide or somebody stepping forward, a spirit guide for this kind of, anyway, Cancers, somebody's bringing you, I'm seeing it as a horse, if that means anything to you, but they're walking you this horse for you to choose if you would like to use this horse power, freedom, whatever the case is, to enhance, enhance your communication with people's souls, like people, but the soul of people. Again, and the senses of those souls in the afterlife. Tuning in. Do you know, like when somebody goes to a horse stable
Pisces.
and maybe there's a person that takes care of, like the superintendent of the symbolic horse stable, and they bring you what they feel is the best fit horse to ride in the pasture or in the enclosure. They bring the right horse to you. They know the horses. They know the attributes. They know the behaviors and personalities of these powers that they can afford to also enhance. Yeah, it is very much so a blessing. So this is what's being brought to you in the third eye space, nonetheless. Is, I could say a new power, but it feels like an enhancing. It feels like an enhancing power.
Listen.
Hopefully this is loud enough. I just realized if you couldn't hear it. Cancers. I will put the link below to your extended if you'd like to join me. Should we add on an oracle card? Maybe let's add on an oracle card first. Okay, let's do that before we... Anyway, the link below to your extended if you would like to join me. No, but no pressure. There's no pressure. If you're part of the second tier Secreter Society, the link will be right there, or you can visit in Vimeo. Clairvoyance. Oh my goodness. Yeah, your throat and third eye are connecting. This might be that power of the horse that you're tuning into, even in different octaves, brainwaves. I don't know how else to say this, exactly what it feels like.
Again.
Sorry, there's something else I'm seeing in here, and I'm just going to say an emotional ogre. There's a lot of characters around your throat and third eye that are making me feel like they are all doing some part in the clockwork of it, You have here divine source. And then practicing patience. Because I think whatever this is coming through, whether it's a relationship and or this power and or, yeah, there's just so much going on everywhere. Patience. This is like divine patience.
Doom.
Don't feel, if it's not happening quickly, what is quick? Earthly quick, because you got all these layers of different earthly quickness, divine quickness. I don't know, but I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to head over to the extended, or if you're going to check out your other water signs placements, I will see you there. So much love, Cancers. Bye. Scorpio, let's dig into your scroll. Let's go. All right, you know the drill. If you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel well to comment below, drop an emoji, whatever feels good. Any interactions is appreciated. Okay, so I'm seeing a conversation in here.
Spirit.
Are you conversing with spirit? Whatever spirit might mean to you. I am seeing, I think it's thumb or pinky rings. Okay, so there's a very interesting conversation happening up here. I gotta debate how I'm gonna have that conversation, because it's almost like I'm talking to someone or something that's speaking in a completely different language, and I feel a little bit out of sorts because I'm like, I don't speak this language. There is work being done. I'm trying to figure out what the work is being done, how it's going to step forward to me, Scorpios. I feel like I'm carving. You see these people working here, and they're like like mining. Oh, I see a woodpecker now. Yeah, I see you. Oh, and then there's also, sorry, I got cat. Little man was walking all over my desk this morning, like a sexy little beast that he is, but. Okay, sorry. So there's a woodpecker in here and the negative space, but then as I travel farther out, is it a Dodge Ram? Is that what I'm saying? It's a Dodge Ram. Okay, so the best way I can explain this is like a domesticated car or a foreign car to you. Let's grab your aura scroll. Okay, sacral. Or orange if that's, can I bring it in better? Sorry.
Spirit.
Shadow gets in my way. Yeah, something about domestic car, whatever domestic would be to you, and then foreign, whatever domestic or foreign is to you. There's a serious amount of strength here. I'm seeing a cheers. I'm at a table. Guitar picks. What's going on up there? Sorry, Scorps, give me a moment.
Cool.
You know when... Okay, I'm kind of outside of my realm. So I don't know if they're like police people, and if they were holding a line, they would have like a big clear thing, right? So one of those, but then the way I'm also seeing it is, it's like that, but it's a big pad, and I don't know if I'm in like a gym or something, and somebody is able to like, I don't know, a sparring partner. Thank you. A sparring partner. A coach. There's lots of muscle here. Lots of muscle.
How do you feel?
I'm seeing one of those mythological creatures, half horse, half man. But I feel like I could be in this sparring. Maybe it's like a debate. And then we can go cheers and have like beers afterwards. There's something about good sportsmanship. Interesting. Okay. And maybe this is that conversation. Maybe you thought at first like somebody was your frenemy, and or you didn't like them, but you were just speaking, you were saying the same thing but speaking different languages, and then you're like, oh, we figured it out. Like you just had to like spar it out. Also for some, this might be in a relationship, a creative endeavor relationship, and you're working it out. For some, you're carving a connection, whether it's creative, personal, platonic, romantic.
I don't know.
Because I see one person just like, oh. And you're like, what don't you get? And it's something about like love languages. Living languages. Okay, living languages. And seeing more than just words. You're seeing them lived out. But something comes to like, it's really nice, because I feel as though, like I said, it's like I just wasn't understanding this person's maybe motives or language, the way they were talking, but then somehow we figure it out, or through realizing, somebody might see that as surrendering, but it's like, oh, we were talking about the same thing the whole time. The language is different. Okay. Wheel of Fortune and the Emperor. This is because I was talking about the sparring stuff. I'm seeing, Dana White from the UFC. Okay, and you take anything if that's not your jam, because I'm not a UFC watcher or anything like that. Appreciate the sport, all that kind of good stuff. It's not my jam. It's my husband's. But like they travel all over the world. Yeah? I think so. Take any sport. For the most part, some are strictly domestic or they stay domestic, and then others travel all over the world. I have a feeling that I'm like an ice carver creating steps. What's that thing called when you climb ice mountains
Imprisoned.
or I don't know, cliff thingies, but it's ice and they have to have like those certain, anyway, so not qualified. But you know what I'm saying. It's somewhere in that. Unimaginable heights that you were able to do, Scorpio. And here's the thing. I feel like you are like a Zamboni driver on this ice, and you're able to like smoothly make it with like some warm water, hot water, make it really, really shiny. A lot of sports stuff. So far outside of my comfort zone, but hopefully I did my best, Scorpio. Let's wander into the Cave of Winds. Okay. So you have the World and the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, we'll see what's unseen. The Five of Wands. I think this is that kind of odd competition.
Asylum.
The tug of wars in talking. The tug of wars of talking. Something about like coming off the stilts. They're very unstable. They might appear taller, making oneself feel taller. Not sure if this is you or external. This could just simply be in the mind as well. Because there's something about balance coming through, balancing on one foot, balancing on the stilts, balancing on these sticks, and then be willing to have this weird conversation or tug of war between but really there's a spark between it that's like, oh, we're talking the same love language. High Priestess and the Queen of Wands coming in the Cave of Hearth Fires. It's like working with completely different elements. This might be two pieces of you, two sides. Your psychology and your psychic senses, your intellect, your intuition, your internal or external. Within, without, above, below. It's like I'm sparring and carving at the same time. They can coexist in the heart. The lion and the crow. They cover different grounds.
It's impossible.
Okay, thank you. So remember when I was talking about, like, aside from the ice climbing, I don't know, and they were carving something out, it's this. Okay, it's the wand. It's the wand here and the Queen of Wands. Here's the thing. I'm seeing this as the front externalized energy, and this is, you know how like in TV shows and movies, I'm not talking about good and evil, but maybe this is the good and evil within you, but that's not how I'm sensing it. This is about the light and the dark. This is about the presentation of you and this internal knowing, this intuition. You know, in a lot of movies, there's like, here's the queen or the king, and then they have this, I don't know what they're called, their position, but they always have like this one, I don't know if it's religious or something along that line, spiritualist person energy that they refer to for a lot of their decisions. Here's the thing. Here, I feel like it's you. They're both you. It's like your intellect Maybe you battle internally, but really it's like having each other's confidant of the sun and the moon within your heart. And while it may sometimes feel like it's one over the other,
Flames.
it's not the case at all. They're really like side by side. One prefers to be more unseen at times. You're like, who, me? Yes, you. Couldn't be. Then who? Cave of Rivers, Temperance. This is that balance. It's balance over here and it comes through. There's that water. I think that was in Cancers. That feeling, that flow. Cave of Earth, Five of Pentacles. Who else? I think it was Cancer as well. There was a panda in there, but the Ace of Cups is on the bottom.
Sleeping.
Do you know what it makes me feel like? I feel like I'm not getting actually enough rest because I'm seeing this like nest material here, and my bamboo is a panda that I would eat, and my legs, my roots, and I'm like, oh, I'm not getting enough sleep. I'm not getting enough sleep. Maybe something's keeping me up. Where can I wander in keeping me up? It's because I continue the mental battle in my cave of winds, this tug of war. Some of you might even be considering traveling to like change your environment.
How?
I need to add on an oracle card. Sorry if that was like a weird dead spot, Scorpio. I was like traveling, that sensation. Because I'm very much so now in my head.
Scream.
And would my, if I needed one, an externalized enemy to represent or express my own internal wants, needs, desires, I suppose. I don't want to use the term conflict because it might have an air of conflict, but it's, I feel like I'm the one creating the conflict. It's like being halfway up this ice mountain thing and then debating if I want to keep going up or start making my way down. Or do I find a spot if I'm out in the wilderness? I'm all over the place here. I'm very much so aware of that. And do I just want to hunker down and stay here? Someone somewhere, Scorps, has decided to rest somewhere. And I'll just say it, you've rested too long. In this space specifically. It's like, and now I've gotten so comfortable, I don't know how I would proceed. How do I proceed? Like, I think I lost the skill. And that's what I'm telling myself. I don't think that's actually true. I just feel like it's what I'm telling myself. Scorpio. Protection and balance. Again, balance. Protect the balance of all of this. But this, I'm just going to say, this tug of war is not balance at play. It's strength building in a space of some sort and skill or sense. I also want to note here, just as a side scry, in case it's for one, I feel like I might have been training for a really long time for a job or a position, success, whatever the case is, or for a car, for some sort of expression. Amazing that you've been working towards, and then you get there and you accomplish this, whatever it is, and you're like, this is not what I thought it was. I've worked all my life for this to save up for this car, for this house,
Where?
or for this experience, and it's not what you thought it was. And I'll be honest, I have to take a moment there to be like, did I ever actually think what I thought it was, or just what I was being taught or told? I want to note here that the High Priestess and the Queen of Wands comes in with Helix, the Eye of God, protection. And it's your balance of these two ways is worth protecting, because it gives you this, with the ladder up there, the stilt space, like the stilt sense, the higher space, but
Spirit.
without the combat feel. Bond. And I feel like this is really lovely, Libra, because you create big bonds that are balanced. And I feel like if things aren't, I don't know, I feel like there's something bigger for you. And in some sort of worldly way, however it's been said, taught, told, that one, we accept, you accept
Remorse.
it, and you accept that as reality or as a boundary. You're made for bigger. Your bonds are bigger. Your balance, your sense of balance can be bigger than what you have accepted it to be, if you're willing to accept that on your terms, not from somebody else's, not from anything else. And that you can strengthen your physical self, your spiritual self, your relationships, your jobs, if it's okay and it doesn't hurt or bruise anything to say, oh, I've been working all my life to become this title, and you're like, oh, okay, accomplished. It's not really fulfilling. It was the journey that was fulfilling, as it, many times it can be the way. You're like, okay,
Royal.
so I'm gonna go and start reading something else, or like allowing things to go fall away and not take them so personally that it's somehow a failure. Like, oh, do I stay in it because I've been working for 25 years at this, or for 2 years and I got this diploma, or I bought this car, and you're like, I could sell it and just go get this, or I'm going to sell this and turn this into this. Ace of Cups. Congratulations. Cheers to you. Cheers to you. Scorpios. I hope this did serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. Yes. It's always weird when it says my name. I'm going to flip this. We're going to go for an extended. Link is below if you're part of the Secret Error Society. Thank you. Or you're visiting us in Vimeo. And if not, that's okay too. Sending you so much love. Bye.
Who?